Hi, this is Bridget with Life on Spectrum, and today's episode is about the first crush. Now, I'm not talking about just your first friend that is kind of your girlfriend when you're in kindergarten, first grade. I'm talking about your true first crush, which generally is in middle school or even in high school. For my son, it was in high school, and I knew it was coming because I could tell he was asking more and more questions. But like I've said in previous episodes, you need to be very blunt and very honest and be prepared for anything. First crushes can be brutal, depending on the person that they have a crush on. Unfortunately for my son, the one girl that he had a crush on the first time was not very nice. She used to call him various names, would call him and make fun of him in front of other people and things like that. And my son honestly did not understand what was going on. So I have a few helpful hints when you're talking about first crushes. First crushes can lead to stalking. And what I mean by stalking is not that they're going to their homes and, tapping on their windows and things like that. I literally mean in school. So make sure that you start talking to your administrators when they're talking about girls to you at home. You may want the administrators to be aware of that. That's exactly what I did. And the administration was much easier to work with because I prepared them ahead of time. My son came home and told me that he likes so-and-so. And I said, well, how do you know she likes him? She likes you? And he's like, well, she smiled at me or she laughed at me. And he didn't understand the difference between laughing at you or laughing with you. And that was one of the first conversations I started having with him, is making sure that he understood the difference. You also have to have a conversation of why you like someone and make them have a list of why they like someone, and make sure that you understand and you tell them that it shouldn't just be about looks. It should be because they're a caring person, or maybe because they like to help you in math or whatever the case may be. Make sure their list has not just about looks, but also about things that you believe in or your morals. And then explain to them, whether it's a male or female, of what is important in a relationship, and maybe even why you like your husband or partner or whatever the case may be. And that may be able to help them with their first crushes. The other thing with first crushes with stalking is make sure your son or daughter knows that education is the most important thing. What my son was literally doing at one point in time was, as soon as the bell rang, he would run as fast as he possibly could to that girl's classroom, stand there and wait for her, and then follow her all the way to the classroom. I ended up having to actually make a rule that he could no longer do that. And I also told him that if I found out that he continued to do this with her, that I would actually go to school and walk with him to class for a day or two. Now, if you make a threat like that, you make sure you follow through though also. My son knew that I would follow through because of previous activities, so he never did it again. But that was something that made the girl very uncomfortable. I would also like to say that if your administration is comfortable enough, have them speak to your son or daughter about their first crush and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. These are crucial times. You don't want them feeling defeated or deflated and never wanting a crush again. But they also have to understand that it could lead to having some problems. If they keep harassing or keep stalking this individual, charges could be brought upon them, or even some disciplinary issues. Make sure they are aware that there are such things. Most schools, especially in high schools, actually have a police officer on duty. Sometimes they're even comfortable. But once again, make sure you also use your school counselors, any social groups that they're in, their autistic support teacher, and also any therapist or family doctor. Make sure that they know that there are consequences. You can also make sure that they stress that first crushes can be a good thing, but maybe it's just not the right fit. Keep that in mind, and I'm Bridget with Life on Spectrum. Thanks for watching that episode, and make sure you come back and join us again for upcoming videos. They'll be uploaded almost on a daily basis. Also, if you really enjoyed us, like us below, or even leave a comment for us to respond back to. And if for all of you that are really involved in the Life on Spectrum, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate you. We hope that this is worthwhile for you, and we'll see you next time on Life on Spectrum.